Yo, 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 yo. Put that down over here. Boom, back like that. Yo, 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 yo. What up? 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 Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Truthful and Tenacious Tuesday. Tenacious and Truthful Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy 400th episode. Happy 400th episode here on SRDaily. Episode number 400. We are here. We are live. It is happening. It is going down. 400th episode here on the show. I am super grateful, super excited to have survived this long, right? I've started and stopped many times before, right? I got another show that I started and stopped for years. One episode, I interview one person, I interview two people, I do one thing. Yo, Grandmaster D, what's going on, good brother? What's going on? Hip-hop is in the building. This is the 400th episode of SRDaily. SRDaily is where personality meets enlightenment. 400th episode is a milestone episode. We are supposed to be live studio audience. We booked a spot in Brooklyn. Few people was coming out, man, but life had other plans, right? Life had other plans, and suffered a sprained ankle, right? That a pretty bad sprain. If it was like lightly twisted or something like that, I would have still made it to Brooklyn, all right? But no, I was like, this is bad, right? It's swollen pretty big. It's pretty, yeah. So I said, you know what? As much as I don't want to, as much as I did not want to cancel. I was looking forward, right? Like you guys know, man, if I I like to, even though life happens. When I say something, I do something. Not always, right? Not 100%, but pretty good. So I said 400 episode. Every 100th episode is going to be a live studio audience, right? A few guest interviews. And we've done it 3 times so far, right? We had 300 episodes. We had 3 live studio audience, 3 sessions of guest interviews, and I was looking forward to this one, right? You guys know me, man. 1 person in attendance, 10 people in attendance, 40 people in attendance. It doesn't make a difference. Nobody in attendance, right? I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to do the thing. I have no problem showing up, and nobody shows up, and I still do the thing. I'm beyond that point of, because I know where I'm going. I know where I'm headed. I know what I have, right? I know who I am. I know what I am. But yeah, man, it hurt to have to cancel the live studio audience, right? It hurt. It definitely hurt. But I had to make a decision, right? Like, do I go? And even though I'm sitting down interviewing people, if I take a car, right? I got to get out the car. I got to walk, right? At some point, I'm going to have to get back up and walk again. Right? I'm going to have to get in a car, get out of a car, right? I got to carry some stuff. Like, I'm like, that's too much opportunity to damage my ankle further. And so, yeah, man, we are here. Jody, what's going on? My sister, what's going on? Peace and love. Listen, you are tuned into episode 400 of SRDaily, episode 400. 400 episodes is an absolute milestone. So many people quit after 10 episodes, 17 episodes. First of all, so many people don't start. I spoke about it yesterday, right? Start where you are. So many people never start. They have ideas, they have dreams, they have visions, they have things they want to do, but they never start. They are waiting for a perfect time. They're waiting for conditions to be perfect. They're waiting to have the perfect team, and they're waiting to have the right budget and the right equipment and the right lighting and the right everything, right? They're waiting till their name get bigger and they have all of these followers and viewers. They wait until they die waiting, never pursuing their dream, never living their dream. And I'm going to tell you guys this, right? Like, this has been my dream for a better part of 30 years of my life, right? Like, I'm 41. At least I can remember 10, 11, a little before that, when I became aware of talk shows, right? And specifically Oprah's talk show, and how she was able to use her media platform to positively impact the lives of people around her. Because you guys know, before that, 7 years old, a story would heal the world. I knew I wanted to use my talent, my gifts to make the world a better place. And so when I knew that Oprah was using her platform to raise money to send to organizations and to send children over here and to do A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. I said, that's what I'm gonna do with my life. That's one of the vehicles that I want to get, and I want to be a talk show host, right? And I am a talk show host, right? I am a talk show host. We've had guests, we've had interviews, we've had viewers. The show is done, it's recorded, it's historic, right? It's there. And so, like, nobody can tell me nothing. I am a talk show host. I am successful. I am doing it. And I am proud of myself, right, for doing it, even when days I don't want to do it. No, let me not lie. Because there's no days that I don't want to do the talk show, all right? There's days when I don't feel great. There's days when I may be a little tired. There's days when I may be frustrated or sad. But it's not a day that I'm like, yo, I don't really want to do that talk show. No, I want to do the talk show. I look forward to doing the talk show. All right. I may be, energy may be a little lower, more or less. But yeah. But yo, we are here, guys. We are here. Mona, happy 400th episode. Happy Tenacious and Truthful Tuesday. Happy Jubilant July. That is the educator right there. That is the educator using education. I can't even talk. See, clearly, I'm not the educator. I can't even talk. All right. Full said Kofa, what's going on, my brother? Yo, listen, man, you've been here since episode number 1. You've been here every single step of the way, my brother, and I appreciate you, and I am grateful for you, and I love you, and thank you for tapping in and tuning in wherever you are in the world, whether you're on the West Coast, wherever you've been, you've tuned into the show, man, and I am grateful for that. I appreciate that, and yeah, man, we're gonna figure this thing out, right? We're gonna figure it out. I think actually we are figuring it out. We're going to keep going. It's going to keep growing. And eventually it's going to poof through the roof. Right? But we got a cool show. We got some cool topics to chat about, man. Got a guest tapping in for an interview a little bit later. Right? We're going to talk some politics. We're going to talk a couple things. Right? Yeah, we're going to talk about a couple things, man. We're going to talk about a couple things today on the show. Got a super cool guy coming on later to do an interview. But before that, we are going to hit the share button. Please do share this live with 5 to 10 of your friends who may be interested in tuning in, right? If you are, wherever you are, if you're on IG, if you're on Facebook, wherever you are, you could just hit the share button and tap a few names, right? It goes quick, right? It doesn't take a lot of work. It doesn't take a lot of time. Just share the show with just a few people, man, at least between 5 to 10 people. I would be super grateful for that, right? Spread this love. Even if they don't tune in, at least they see it in their inbox at some point throughout the day, and maybe they can go back and watch it, or maybe at least they become aware of the show, right? So do that for your boy. I am grateful for you guys. I appreciate you guys, and we are going to start the show right about now. We're going to start with our first segment of the day. Once again, I am your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. You are tuned into episode 400 of SRDaily. SRDaily is where personality meets enlightenment. We are here Mondays through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. right here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. Every 100 episodes, though, we do a 1-hour show instead of 30 minutes. Make it a special. We do 1 hour. Normally, we are at a space, at a venue with a live audience. Wasn't able to happen today, right? We had it set up, but life had other plans. As they say, you want to make God laugh, tell God your plans. And I had plans. I had plans for the day, got plans for tomorrow, hiking trip, all of this stuff, but everything is canceled as of right now, man. No live audience today, and camping trip, hiking trip, got to be pushed back a couple days at least, right? At best, a couple days, if I'm able to do it anyway in the time that's allotted, free time that we have. But yeah, we're gonna start today on this Tuesday, July 1st. Happy July, happy July, happy July. Thank you. Your world is yours. What's going on, Vigilante Vegan? Peace and love, brother. Thank you guys for tuning in to the 400th episode 400, Tuesday, July 1st, 2025. We are going to start with our first segment of the day. Today's first segment is a phrase of the day, and today's phrase is life goes on. Life goes on, life goes on. Eddie Kruger, what's going on, my brother? Peace and love. Life goes on, and it really does, right? No matter what you have going on, no matter what's happening around you, within you, in your personal life, in your finances, with work, with your children, no matter what is going on, life goes on. It is still happening, right? It is still moving forward, because life, if breath is life, breath is oxygen, right? Is there, spirit is always there, so it's always going on. Even when your life stops, even when you and I stop breathing, when we cease to exist, life's going to go on for others. Our children, our parents, our siblings, our cousins, our aunts, our uncles, nieces, nephews, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, people we walk by on the street, right? It's always gonna go on, right? Just like it's going on for us and people we know and love have transitioned. Life goes on. Now, this is an essential mindset, right? This is something that I've learned that so it's I'm trying to find the words, right? Because although this is an essential mindset, it's important not to become apathetic, right? For people and or yourself, because you got the mindset life goes on, right? And so something can happen, you can lose a loved one and be like, oh, life goes on. And then you give no time to actually process, to assess what you feel, right? Because one thing we have to, I think, be honest about and keep it real with is that like there's always little breaks and shifts, right? Things do change, things do impact us. It's okay to be impacted, it's okay to feel. It's that in that feeling, at some point you have to remember that life goes on. You have to still have to shower, you still have to eat, you still have to drink water, you still got to move your body, right? You still got to talk to people, right? At some point you still got to speak to people. You don't want to lock yourself in the freaking like a sane asylum, right? And just be like, no, but no, you don't have to do that, right? So life goes on. It's it's the right mindset to have. Is that okay? I freaking fell, freaking sprained my ankle really bad. I'm hurt, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm disappointed, not paying attention, not being aware, being in my feelings about some stuff, right? And so boom, let me to fall. I'm pissed. Can't do the show. But you know what? Life goes on, right? I acknowledge my feelings. I acknowledge what I feel. I process what I feel to myself, to my lady, right? My fiance, right? I'm this is what I feel. Acknowledge it. And then, okay, life goes on. Let's do what we can to keep it pushing, right? Let's do what we can to keep this thing going because it's going to keep going. And I'm grateful that I've in 41 years I've lived, right, not a long time so to speak, but I've lived a lot of experiences with loss, with death, with separation, with disappointment, right, with freaking ankle injuries, fracturing my ankle a couple years back, right. And I'm gonna find a picture later and post it because the last ankle injury I had, my daughter, she was real small and she went and got the freaking first aid kit, put the glove on, and I got pictures of her like working on my ankle, right. But yeah, like I've had enough experiences, right? Like enough experiences, traumatic, painful, unsuspecting, unexpected experiences that I've learned. Life goes on, and I've learned to have that mindset in a way where again, it's not dismissive of my feelings, it's not dismissive of my thoughts, it's not dismissive of where I'm at in whatever process it is, right? Healing process, grieving process, whatever it is, but strong enough to know that, okay, I still got to do the things. And I didn't always have this mindset, right? Because before, I promise you, it felt like life used to stop, right? Life used to stop for me. Somebody dies, something happens, I get hurt or something, right? Like a bad breakup. It's like, no, life stops, it's over, I'm stuck in the moment. But now, through growth, right, through more experience, I'm able to be present in the moment, but have the foresight to know that this ain't gonna last always. This ain't always gonna be like this. Life's gonna go on. It's gonna get better. The sun will come up again. It's all good. So that is the phrase of the day. Life goes on. We're gonna move right along to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment, our need to know news, is really something cool. Listen, come on in. Now I have entered a contest to be named America's favorite couple. We have entered a contest to be named America's favorite couple. She found something online. She saw it. Well, she found it, saw it, same thing, right? She saw something online, applied for it, and we got accepted, man. We got accepted into the competition, right? And we are now in the running, right? We're in the running. Voting started yesterday. I posted it. I didn't really send it out, but we're going to send it out, right, to our friends, to our family. So if you're on here, you may get a direct message. You may get a text message with the link in your inbox, right, from myself or from her, right, depending on who you're connected to. And we're going to ask you to vote. Voting takes literally less than 30 seconds, right? You click the vote things and ask you to verify your social media, Facebook. You click that. You have the social media, so it's not going to take long to verify, right? Verify your social media, and then your vote is counted. Votes are free, 1 vote per day. Votes are free, cost you zero money. If you want to contribute money towards our competition, right? You can donate $1, $5, $10, right? You could pay for votes. You can pay for votes. And what's so cool about this company, this organization, I think it's Colossal, right? And through Colossal is America's favorite couple. They have 2 pretty cool causes that they are supporting. They're supporting the LA Food Bank and they're supporting a wildlife initiative, right? So your donations will go towards that. I don't know them. I don't know the work that they're doing. I haven't researched it. So, 1 vote per day, I think is good. But if you have it, if you want to give a couple dollars to those initiatives, you can, and there'll be votes counted for us. Super dope, super cool, right? We are currently 6th in our group. We have the opportunity to win $20,000, right? We can win $20,000, and let's read our story, right? Let's read the story on americasfavoritecouple.org. I got it pulled up over here, right? So Sugar Ray and Mona Love, America's favorite couple. We are rooted in love, healing, and purpose. We're not just a couple, we're a movement transforming pain into power for our people. That's dope. All right, let's read that one more time. Sugar Ray and Mona Love. We are rooted in love, healing, and purpose. We're not just a couple, we're a movement transforming pain into power for our people. And let's read a little bit of our story, man, right? We got so they asked the question, asked a couple questions, right? How did your love story begin? We met in the classroom, right? This is Mona's incredible writing. She's a freaking educator. She's a bad meme Gemma. We met in the classroom. That's where it all began. On this particular day, Sugar Ray was a guest speaker in the classroom I shared with a colleague. I was intrigued by his name and story, and he was curious about the vegan health teacher and how we could collaborate. We exchanged contacts and cheered on each other's accomplishments and efforts via social media for months. We went from winter scrolls to spring lights to a summer romance and now an eternal love. That shit is so cute. That shit is so cute. We went from winter scrolls to spring lights to a summer romance and now an eternal love. That's oh man, she's amazing. What is your favorite memory you shared as a couple? Woo! The long path, literally. A few months into our relationship, we decided to hike at Mine Kill State Park and chose to take the long path instead of the shorter Bluebird path. Our leisurely 3-hour hike turned into a wild 7.5-hour adventure. It was filled with almost stumbling into a bear trap, falling several times, being chased by a ferocious pit bull, encountering coyotes, and ultimately hitchhiking to our car. We found the God, man. Listen, the sun was going down. We had to get out of the woods. We walked 30 minutes the wrong way. Lady stopped the car. Window rolled down like maybe an inch or two, right? She was not trying to roll the window down. See 2 black guys, white lady and her daughter. See 2 black folk, black guy, black girl. Told us we got to go back. The entrance of the park where we parked our car at was about 5 miles the other way. We already been hiking for freaking 6 hours, 7 hours. Insane, right? But and then we had just did a 3-day freaking fast. My body was cramping up. She's getting cold. Sun is going down. We got out the woods and we found the freaking guy, Charlie Kaiser. I will never forget. Charlie Kaiser was in front of his house with a flashlight and his little dog. We came around the corner. The dog jumped. We jumped. Charlie jumped. Everybody scared of everybody. What's happening? And he gave us a ride, man. Charlie Kaiser saved our life. We had like another hour and a half to walk to get to our car, which was only a 15-minute drive. 15 minutes. Took 15 minutes. Go around here. It took an hour and a half, it said on the GPS. Crazy, right? So yeah, leisurely hike, right? Turned 7.5-hour adventure. Coyotes, pit bull. It's crazy, but this undoubtedly solidified our bond, making it our favorite memory. Because I'm gonna tell you guys this: at no point did we argue. We didn't argue about why'd you choose this path. We didn't argue about why this, why that. It was teamwork, right? It was togetherness, right? Even when we got real quiet, right? Because there was sometimes we walking and we just both real quiet in our own minds and our own thoughts and our own bodies. It was no nothing, right? And I know for a fact that if I would have had that experience in previous relationships, it would have been 100% argument. Somebody might have got left, right? Somebody might have got left. Me or somebody else might have got left, right? Not like killed, not left like that, right? It's just like we would have left. We would have started walking away, right? Because it would have been turned into an argument. Why'd you choose this damn path? Why you cold? You should have bought gloves, right? It would have turned into a 100% argument. And I'm going to tell you guys why I think that is, or why I realize that is. Because as much as I loved women in my previous relationships, at some point, I stopped liking them. Still with them, still in a relationship, but at some point I stopped liking them. And that's what happens, I think, a lot of times while people make arguments over things that is nobody's fault, right? It's like it just happened, right? And this is something that I didn't experience until this relationship. I've heard it, but I've never experienced it. It's not me versus you, it's us versus the thing. I've heard that before, right? I've heard that from people in relationships. They said you got to have that mindset, not me versus you, who's right, who's wrong. It's okay, this is the thing that's happening, right? We are a team. Let's figure it out together, right? Even if it quote unquote is somebody's quote unquote fault, right? Somebody was responsible, let's say, for not paying a water bill or not fixing something that's supposed to be fixed. Okay, yeah, it was one person's responsibility. They didn't do it. But we're not going to argue and blame each other. We're going to say, okay, it happened. What do we do now? And that was our approach, like on that hike. And many other experiences we had is, okay, what do we do now? It doesn't even matter who faulted this, who this happened. What do we do from here? Right? So that's definitely our favorite memory. And then the last question they asked us is, what would you do with $20,000? So what would we do with $20,000? So we have a shared mission of healing ourselves, our families, our communities, and ideally the world. Two of the ways we plan on doing this is through meditation and veganism. Both are ways to promote peaceful practices and enhance the lives of our loved ones and all who come in contact indirectly with them. We will use the money to cultivate safe spaces to teach others about the power of living a nonviolent lifestyle through veganism and meditation to ultimately heal the world. So that is our story, right? Again, you can check us out on americasfavoritecouple.org. We will be sharing a link. It is on my Facebook. I didn't post it on IG yesterday. I just shared it to Facebook, but we're going to post it today. Again, if you are connected to either one of us, you definitely will be getting a direct message at some point today, tomorrow, the next few days. You will be seeing it pop up. Please vote for us. Please vote for us. Please also share our story with at least 1 to 2 people in your network, somebody in your family, your partner, your spouse, your child, your parent, your sibling. Hey, my friends are, in the running for America's favorite couple. Give them a vote. Again, it's free. It costs no money. 1 vote a day costs $0, right? But let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Third segment of the day. Today's third segment is our tip of the day. As always, today's tip is breathe deeply. That's today's tip. Today's tip is to breathe deeply as often as possible and as intentionally as possible. Deep breathing is incredibly beneficial. Deep breathing is incredibly beneficial. I'm telling you, like, breath is life, right? Breath is life. Breath is life. Breath is life. If breath is life, then shouldn't you be more intentional about your breath? If you want to live deeply and fully, shouldn't you then breathe deeply and fully? It's a correlation there between your breathing and your living, right? And because things are going to happen, right? Like, I'm going to freaking fall and sprain my freaking ankle, right? Like, things are going to happen. We're going to hike and you might run into a bear trap. Things are going to happen. You got plans. We're going to do A, B, and C, and then X, Y, and Z happens. You got to be breathing, because if you don't breathe, you're going to get caught up in your emotion, caught up in your chest. That's how people hyperventilate, right? That's how people freaking give themselves asthma attacks. That's how people freaking pass out. That's how people stress themselves out, right? Not breathing. Breathe, right? So let's read some benefits, right? Because I'm telling you to breathe, but there's some real benefits to deep breathing. Deep breathing lowers your blood pressure. It reduces your heart rate. It decreases stress hormones. It exercises the lungs. It increases your mental and physical energy, right? Vitality. It increases immunity. And deep breathing gives time to think, feel, and process emotions, right? So breathe deeply. Things are normally not as bad as we make them seem, right? Things are not as hard as we make them seem, as we believe them to be. But we don't breathe. We're not taught to breathe properly. We're not even taught to breathe. We just breathe, right? So we breathe. We learn. Breathe through our chest. That's how so many people get short of breath, right? Shortness of breath. But when you can remember to breathe from your abdomen, right? Slowly in through your nose, right? The nose has these hairs that, like, the nose, listen, breath is incredible, right? Like, the power of the breath, as this book I read on breath, it's incredible. Like, and why breathing through the nose is important, right? And how the breath goes to the brain, like, it's phenomenal. But how the nose filters out, right? And how you're able to control it more through your nose, right? It's freaking phenomenal. And this is actually one of the theories I have of why they shot off the nose of the phoenix, right? The sphinx, right? Is that the nose, the breath is key. But yeah, man, but just breathe, man. Like, you can save your life as well as the life of another by breathing properly, right? Like, you get caught up in an argument with somebody and things are getting hectic. Breathe. Remember your purpose. Remember that, like, remember who you are. Remember your plans and your goals. Remember that, like, when you walked outside, you didn't plan to go get into an argument with somebody. You didn't plan to have beef with somebody. You didn't plan to get into a fight or something worse with somebody. So, like, things get a little hectic. Remember to breathe. Come down, breathe, process. It's not that bad. It's not that serious. You can walk away. Nobody's going to think you're a punk. Even if they do, it doesn't matter. You're still alive. You're still free. You're not getting into something you didn't plan to get into, right? Who cares, right? But breathe, breathe, breathe. Yo, Reflect the artist. What's going on, my brother? Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. What's going on over here in the chat? What's going on over here in the chat? What's going on in the chat? I saw some stuff. Mona Love put the thing. Please vote and share. Yes, happy 400th episode anniversary and happy love story. Thank you, thank you, thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. So proud of you and happy for you. Storytelling our own journey is a true gift. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I was just thinking that powerful testimony of a powerful relationship. I am inspired. Thank you so much, brother Sefu Sankofa. Thank you so much. He is an incredible storyteller. Yo, Sister Mecca, peace and love, peace and love. Thank you so much, Sefu. Thank you, brother. Your support and love for us is deeply felt and appreciated. You inspire us, and we love you absolutely. Appreciate you guys. So listen, we got one more segment before we bring up our guests. We're gonna move right along to our fourth and final segment of the day. Today's fourth segment is our build of the day. In today's build, I really just want to touch on the fragility of life. Just the way I had plans, right? We had plans for today, had plans for yesterday, today, tomorrow, the next week, right? Not being aware, not fractured, thankfully. Sprained my ankle, right? Sprained my ankle, plans, things change, fragility of life. But even more than that, right? So why I wasn't aware and paying attention, I had saw online that a friend had passed away, young lady, right? Late 30s, right? Was just on social media, vibrant, posting, right? Back in the gym, working out, right? Somebody I knew for a little over 10 years. Ooh, a lot over 10 years, closer to 15 years. 2010, yeah, 2009, 2010, 15, 16 years. Always vibrant, always like high energy, right? Always high energy, extremely beautiful young lady. Heart beautiful, mind beautiful, spirit beautiful, right? And like that, she's gone. All right. I wasn't a super close friend, like everyday contact. So I didn't know if, I don't know if she had an illness, or something happened. But I know that life is fragile. I know that the people I do know who are closer to her, they're shocked as well, right? So that lets me know that it was something sudden, something maybe that, like, if it was an illness, that maybe because a close friend, like one of her best friends, known her 30 years, like she's shocked, right? She didn't even, it's not like she was sick and she knew, like, oh, this is coming in the hospital, or it's not, like, she's shocked. And a few other people I know who know her, everybody's shocked. But that's the fragility of life, man. That's how fast things change. Not only, we used to say, here today, gone tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised. Not only is that real, like the next moment, the next breath is not promised. And this is why we have to give thanks for every breath. And you have to give thanks for every day that you wake up, because at some point you're not going to wake up. Your breath is no longer going to be there. It's going to be over. You're going to be freaking a corpse, right? Like back in the wind. And that's ultimately all of our destination, is to go back to source energy. Yes. But like, I know right, we got plans to live a long life, long and fulfilling life, right? 90, 100 plus years, right? Like, but clearly we got plans, and God got different plans, man. As I mentioned earlier, you want to make God laugh, tell God your plans. And the sister had plans. She had plans. She had plans. Her and the friend that I know, right? They're like best friends. They had plans to travel. They were going to work on the business together, right? She had just launched a book, right? She just launched a book. She's promoting her book, right? Launched a business. We got plans, but God got other plans. You see, and life could change in a blink of an eye. And the reality is, this is the cold reality, is that we'll all be saying RIP to folks. We will all be saying rest in peace to folks. We will all be saying, right, like goodbye to people that we know and love. We'll all be saying how we just saw them or just spoke to them. I was just with them yesterday. I was just with them earlier. Oh my goodness. We're all going to be saying that until it's our turn. And then when it's our turn, folks will say the same about us. I was just with him. I just saw her. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I was watching some of George Carlin last night, right? I was up, in my feelings and my emotions, moaning asleep, knocked out, snoring and everything. Okay, my bad, y'all. My bad. She wasn't snoring. Oh yeah, I mean, I try to clear it up, right? She's here in the studio. Shout out to Mona Love. Shout out to Mona Love, man, holding me down. When it got me an ace bandage yesterday, man. Made some juice today, man. I'm jacked up, man. This thing is. She was like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, I was jacked up. But I lost my thought. It's all good. It doesn't matter. Listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, right? Like, ain't no escaping death. Oh, George Carlin. Yes, George Carlin. And George Carlin said, he was talking about when people die. He said, why we always have these same conversations, right? Somebody dies, he's like, oh my goodness, did you hear about such and such died? He's like, oh man, yeah, I was just with him yesterday. He said, yes. And somehow that didn't save him. You seeing the person, they're like, and I guess it's a shock thing. But people always say, y'all just was with them. Oh my goodness. It's like, yeah, a lot of us was just with them. Somebody else was just with them after you, right? Like, and again, I know people a lot of times don't know what to say. In the West, we're not conditioned, we're not educated, we're not trained on how to respond to death transition, how to handle it, right? So it's these shocking things, these things that people say, let me know if you need anything, right? And they may mean good intentions, but when you let them know, number one, people don't know what they need. People are not thinking about what they need. People are like in their emotions. They're sad, they're angry, they're going through whatever they're going through in their minds, in their hearts, right? So they may not even know what they need, but like people say it and then don't really mean it. It's a lot wrapped in this. We're going to save that for another conversation. But guys, that is the first half of our show. We got my man Louis P. Sosa in here. Louis P., what's going on, good brother? Listen, man,
Yes, good brother. Yes,
with Louis P today on the show.
yes,
I'm going to remove this comment so we can just see the stuff. Shout out to Louis P. Louis Rodriguez. Listen, I'm going to read his bio. Louis is a dear friend of mine. He is from Astoria. He's here in Queens. He is a legend in Astoria. He has done so much for his neighborhood, for his borough. He's known all throughout the city. He's known throughout the country, specifically for his political engagement and his commitment to engage our communities politically from whether it's council, senate, assembly, up to borough president, up to Congress, right? He's been involved in so many campaigns over the years that I've known him, and even before that, right? Just ensuring that our communities get the representation that we need. He is really great at doing his best, right? Because he's a human and people got their own agendas, but he does his best to hold candidates accountable, right? To hold elected officials accountable, to ensuring that they are showing up in our neighborhoods where they want to campaign, that they are physically showing up. I've seen him bring elected officials, not just candidates, but I've seen him bring elected officials through Astoria, through Ravenswood, through Queensbridge, ensuring that they're not just sitting in their offices, sending other people. No, they're showing up themselves. They're walking the neighborhood, talking to young people about the policies, about their position and things like that. Again, Louis, thank you for joining us today. I am going to read your bio, right?
thank you.
So Louis is a dedicated community organizer and builder of grassroots power from Astoria houses. He combines a strong background in outreach, campaign organizing, and leadership development with a deep commitment to social justice and equity. With extensive experience mobilizing diverse communities, coordinating field operations, and fostering lasting relationships with stakeholders, Louis brings strategic insight and hands-on skills to the work of empowering workers, tenants, and residents. His collaborative approach and ability to motivate and mentor volunteers and community leaders have consistently contributed to successful campaigns and initiatives across New York City. Let's give it up. Let's clap it up for our beloved brother, right? Louis Rodriguez, because I'm going to tell you this, Louis, as you know this, and we're going to get right into it. A lot of people in our communities are not engaged, right? There are people who say, oh, I don't do politics. And it's
Not
like,
at all. Yeah,
you don't do politics, but politics does you. So thank you, brother, for
always.
your work. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for agreeing to be a guest on my 400th episode of my talk show. Right? How you
Yes, brother.
doing, good brother? How you doing today?
First I just want to shout out Sugar Ray. I mean, obviously this is your 400th episode, so people are aware. Some people are aware of your mission and your life's work. But for as much as I've done in the electoral space and the community organizing space, Sugar Ray has been an inspiration to me. Where Sugar Ray has been active for maybe a minimum 10, 15 years, a minimum 10, 15 years. So I just wanted to mention that first. Uh, but yeah, I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling hopeful. Um, we just saw this monumental win
Yeah, so let's get right into that. Exactly where you're about to go. Zohar Mamdani, Democratic Socialist, young
Yes.
buck, 33 years old, Muslim, right, on the ground, been on the ground. What does his win mean for politics in New York City specifically first?
So this win was something, and I know I know we're watching the news, we're watching CNN, MSNBC, we're watching Twitter, Facebook, and everything else. But let me give you the stats on exactly how monumental this is. Right, this was a once, I would say once in a generation, but I've never seen an election like this in my lifetime, a turnout like this in my lifetime. So for the first time, and I'm just to give you, just to give the audience an insight, I'm over 40 years old, right? And I've been watching elections, and I've been first campaign that I actually worked was the Barack Obama campaign in 2008. Okay, just to give you some insight. Overwhelmingly, the overwhelming turnout for Zohar Mamdani was between the 18 to 25-year-old age bracket. That has never happened ever, not in the local, not in the borough, city, national, Congress. That has never happened. It was literally a generational earthquake where it was a seismic shift where this election um, really was dominated by the 18 to 24, followed by 24 to 35, followed by 35 to 49. Usually, the electoral turnouts are 65 to 75, followed by 55 to 65, followed by 45 to 55.
Mhm.
So that was first. The other thing was the early turnout
Mm.
was also amazing, where if we were watching the polls, like they had Cuomo as the favorite. Once that early vote started coming in, it was like, wait, hold on, this is different. This is a shift. And then that's where they started to say, oh, Mamdani has a lead at the end, because it was something that you couldn't see at the end, because the system
Mhm.
uses a traditional metric of basically the Democratic Party watches what older black folk are doing.
Yep.
That's what they used to doing. They're used to saying, okay, what is the black vote over 45, over 50? What is the black vote over 55 really doing?
Mhm.
And once they saw this turnout in places like Astoria, Greenpoint, Long Island City, Harlem, surprisingly, he took Harlem,
Mhm.
um, Midtown West, places that would traditionally be regular Democrat turnouts, like not leftists, not socialists, just regular Democrat turnout. It's like they saw where this shift was happening. This was an earthquake that
Mm.
it can have nationwide complications. It can have not complications, but it can have a nationwide feel to it if the energy from this election is used correctly.
Absolutely, absolutely. So why, like, what was different about his campaign that brought so many young people out? Because again, we're around the same age, right? And historically, it's been again the our generation and younger, right? We were once younger who complain has all the complaints, impacted by everything, but doesn't believe in the system, doesn't vote. What was it about Mamdani and his campaign that shifted that and that got so many young people out? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Um, it taught me that things don't happen overnight, right? So it was Zohran Mamdani's campaign was it, and I don't want to say the culmination, but up till now, it's the culmination of the work that I first saw with Bernie Sanders.
Mhm.
So it started with young people 10 years ago, 10 to 12, 13 years ago, who are now around our age group, continuously motivating the generations behind them.
Mm.
And the I have to give it to the Democratic Socialists of America and the Working Families Party. They really organized the best campaign I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Organized the best campaign I've ever seen. And also Triage is a they're I call them, no people don't know them, but I call them the YNs, right? They're the YNs of this like whole political thing. They did it a few times with Kristen Gonzalez's campaign for state senate, where Kristen Gonzalez had $300,000. Her opponent had $3 million, and Kristen Gonzalez beat her by 30 points. She's the state. She's your state senator. Wait, is she your state senator? She's the state senator of Queensbridge, Long Island City, and Greenpoint, and Tudor City in Manhattan. And she beat somebody who had 10 times the money she had by 30 points. And there's these like not warning signs, but implications of what's to come.
Yep.
And we've just reached a point where I saw on CNN or somewhere where somebody made a quote, now's the time to attack everything at once. Like now's the time where it's like, okay, what do we do now? Like now's the time for us to organize and really tackle everything at once.
No, and it is. So let me ask you this, right? Your opinion based on where you are, where you've been. Do you think specifically, Zoran being Muslim, right, standing up for Palestine, that had that shifted the young people because the young people have been outside, right? They've been outside the last couple of years, free Palestine, right? Do you think his commitment to human rights justice, got the young people to come out for him?
100%, 100%, and I will throw some icing on top of that and say that's the reason why Kamala Harris lost her presidential election. My personal opinion. There's a few factors at case there. There's a few factors in there, and she's a corporatist Democrat. If we're going to place her in a bracket, but Palestine is the issue of the people. We're at a point where the people want a free Palestine. Like we need at minimum a two-state solution based on, I think it's the 1946 Accord or something like that. Whenever Israel was first given statehood or whatever the case may be, and they had this two-state solution that Palestine agreed to. We need that at a minimum. Him having the courage,
yep,
to literally save free Palestine when everyone was telling him, listen, just stay away from that. You're going to win. Just stay away from that issue. Him tackling that issue is huge. Yep. And it's the issue. Like that's the issue for the American people. And we, the American people, me, my brother Sugar, brothers in the audience, sisters in the audience, we all want that.
Yep.
80% of Americans, no matter where you're at, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, we're looking at what happens, independent, Green Party, socialist, whatever you are, communist, whatever you are. Everybody's looking at that issue and saying that is the issue. He honed that issue and took it home. I also want to mention that a few days ago, he also was at a concert where there was a lot of, where there were, it was a, I don't know if it was a Haitian concert. There's some music going on. Hold on, we're in New York. Hold on. There's a guy coming with a I'm in New York. We outside. So give me a second. I'm gonna mute myself a second. And I'm gonna come right back. It's a good song though.
Yeah. Nah, man, this brother Louis he's knowledgeable. He's on the ground. This is what we need in our community. We need people because everybody's busy. Everybody got their lives. People are parents. People have work, school. Everybody doesn't have time to be engaged. So Louis engaged and he's
and Haiti. We know the history of Haiti. If we're watching this and we don't know the history, look it up. We can't go. We don't have room to go into it completely today. But Zoran Mamdani just stood on stage. This man is transformational. If he stays where he's at, he might be a president. If he stays where he at, if he don't move, he got room to move a little bit. Yeah. He's so far where we at. He got room to move just a little bit and still become president. That's what I like about this guy. He gets on stage and says, thank you, Haiti, for teaching us about freedom, and we are about to pay you back. Yeah, we are gonna fight to take Haiti off of the what is that? The no-fly list or something like that? Whatever Trump got that got people not going to Haiti on the terrorist watch list or whatever, not to say terrorist, because that's not it, but the watch list, like what he's saying is like groundbreaking.
Monumental. Absolutely. So let me ask you this. So I want to switch gears for a little bit, right? Because there's another person that was in that race who conceded, Cuomo. How the hell does a guy like Cuomo, who had a disgraceful governorship, right, who had to leave his job, right, for scandals up the wazoo, how does he even get to run for mayor? How? And in the same breath, how does a guy like Adams, right, who was the Democrat, just switch to independent like that? What is going on? How does this stuff happen, brother? Please enlighten us, inform us. Stuff. How
Yo,
does
we
it happen?
cooked Cuomo so bad. We cooked Cuomo, cooked him,
Put him in the
cooking.
blender, blended him up.
We blended him up, got him out here, cooked Cuomo. So yeah, and I hate to say this because it's a bad showing for America,
Mm,
but it's the money.
mm,
It's the money. It's the understanding that it's a 50-year dynasty,
mm,
and that even makes Mamdani's win more significant.
mm,
It's like a 50-year dynasty in New York politics, and American politics was just really creamed, beat really bad. It was the money. It was also the fact that um, the black vote, and I hate to say this too, but it's the reason why we don't vote as black people. Cuomo is the embodiment of that. Like where it's like all you have to do is pander to black seniors
mm,
and you'll win a Democrat race in any metropolitan area of this country. And that is well understood in the Democratic Party to the
mm.
point where Democrats are overlooking the young, the poor,
Yeah, they
the
are.
white, the black, the blue. They basically pander. And the combination of those things, a 50-year dynasty, knowing the money was going to get behind Cuomo,
Mm.
and he felt, hey, I just pandered to the black vote over 50, which he still got.
Yeah, he did.
He still got. If I pander to the black vote over 55, over 50, 60, then I'm gonna win this race.
Mm.
And he was sadly mistaken. He was sadly mistaken.
Uh-huh.
You know, for him to go through this these sexual abuse situation, the mishandling of COVID, and just a personal note, I lost my mom. My mom was in a nursing home in the beginning of the COVID pandemic. I lost my mom in the beginning of the pandemic. So I kind of took this personal. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
For all that to happen, and half the people who told him to resign were backing him.
But backing them, like, that's crazy. Like,
It tells you where we're at. It tells you where we're at. And not where we're at, but where
mhm,
the Democratic Party is at.
mhm.
Like it says a lot about where the Democratic Party is at. I think you mentioned the second half of the question. Oh, Eric Adams.
Yeah, because he was Democrat. He's a Democratic mayor. He won Democrat, and now
Yeah,
he's switching as he's continuing
yeah.
to
So
independent. Like, what's
exactly,
that? Politics to
Eric.
me seems like a game. It seems like if I was a
It
young
is a
person,
game.
right, it
It
would be
is a
like
game.
a game. Like anybody can go anywhere, do any. No person's really who they say they are. They can change
Yes.
positions, switch teams. Why and how does that happen in the American people, New York people? Like, what are we to do?
Okay. So there's good and bad behind that, right? So the beauty of it is the last thing that my brother Sugar Ray said, that at any point you could switch teams. Now, the beauty of that is American principle is based off of African principle. You could
Mhm,
steal the sauce, but it's still our sauce.
mhm,
It may take a few hundred years to fix the sauce or understand that it's our sauce, but the American principle, the right to vote, it's
mhm,
literally based on testaments from the old scriptures in the Old Testament of the Bible.
mhm,
You know, when we look back into Moses and stuff like that, that's what American principle is built on. We don't know that.
mhm,
Our truth has been hidden from us, but that's the beauty of being able to say, oh, I'm a Democrat today. This guy's coming back. I'm a
mhm.
Democrat today. I'm a Republican tomorrow. I'm an independent, right? Now, that doesn't mean that there's poison that isn't poison in our sauce. Give me about 5 seconds.
Go ahead. Yo, this guy, he knows what he's talking about, man. Listen, if you don't know what
So
nuance, go ahead.
yeah, it's like we still have the sauce. The sauce is still ours. You have to change the sauce fundamentally. We have to not be a democracy where you can vote in order to for that to not be our sauce,
Mhm.
right? And unfortunately, we're getting close to that point, even though people don't understand that. It's like we're getting close to away from that point, and the people themselves are bringing things back in with Zora Mamdani. Now, the game of it is that they know that, and they know they could switch the game, right? Eric Adams was actually a Republican.
Republican first, yeah.
He was a Republican, and he switched up and then became a Democrat,
Yep.
started winning his races
Hmm.
as a police officer, you know, being that coming from slave catching and what that means to this country.
Hmm.
Nothing against the NYPD, but we got to mention the truth,
Call it what it is. Yep.
call it what it is. And then he jumps in as a Democrat, and now he's running as an independent. He's thinking he's going to win. Sorry to say, he's going to lose worse than Cuomo.
Yo, I think so, man.
He
It's
is. He is. He
yeah,
is.
man. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. So let me ask you, right? We got a few more minutes before I let you go, my brother. Right? Thank you for your time. DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, socialism, right? I think we have been conditioned to like think socialism, communism, everything else is bad if it's not capitalism. However, the great majority of American people are complaining about capitalism. How do we shift the narrative, right, from these statements, right, or having these labels, titles, socialism, capitalism, to just humans taking care of humans? Like, can we get there? And again, what does Mamdani's, if you can understand the question, I said a lot just now, it's a little confusing to me even. But
I
Mamdani,
got it though. I got this one. I got this one. I got it. I got the whole thing. Yeah, I got you. But go ahead, finish, brother.
oh,
Finish.
well, yeah, no, like, again, we're in a capitalist state, right? People are complaining, people are not doing well. Mamdani wants to, he's a socialist, democratic socialist, but people are still complaining about socialism, but they're also not being taken care of. So, like, what's the education needs to happen? What do we need to do on the ground to help people understand that people need to be taken care of, right? And should we throw away the labels and titles and just talk about it?
So the we we should throw away the labels, but at the same time, the labels signify who we are, right? When I say I'm Luis Sosa, my government name is Luis Rodriguez from Astoria Houses, that says a lot, right? It says, okay, this guy has a Latin last name. He also has a different name, this Luis Sosa thing, but he's also from like it says, it
Mm-hmm.
gives parameters in within the realm of thought, right? So I do think we should throw away the labels, and I think that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the labels help define us, so it gives us help to define ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, we should throw them away, but we should also have, like, it's tricky because I think we should throw them away, but it's good that we have them,
Mm-hmm.
because then it's like we have to adhere to certain things where it's like, I'm a black man from Queens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how do we figure that out? Um, it's a little tricky. I feel like both have the same equal
Mm-hmm.
weight.
Yep.
Um, Democratic socialism, we've gone so far into oligarchy,
Mm. Absolutely.
and this is the thing, right? Democratic socialism is not socialism.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are there people who aspire to be socialists in Democratic Socialists of America?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But we've gone so far into oligarchy that Democratic Socialists are, even in the Democratic Socialists of America, Democratic Socialist elected candidates, they aren't, let me make sure I say this right, right? They aren't stopping the train,
Mm.
right? For someone who is truly socialist and does truly socialist things in office, it would be equivalent to Superman stopping a train at full speed, right?
Absolutely.
It would be like capitalism, ping, like everything would stop. There would be like the way that like the socialism is when the means of production are controlled by the workforce,
Yep.
right? Meaning every means of every production.
Yep.
That hasn't stopped. And our part of New York has democratic socialists at every level.
Yep. Word, we do.
It's the only place in the United States of America where we have city council,
Yep.
Tiffany Caban, state assembly. He's our assemblyman too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Zoran Mamdani, he's still our assemblyman in Astoria.
He is.
Yeah, he's our state assemblyman. And Kristen Gonzalez is our state senate.
Mm-hmm.
Federal is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Mm-hmm.
The Democratic Socialists have really become the common sense wing. Just really, all right, we can't do the full socialist thing. Can we just have common sense?
Mm-hmm.
Can we care about the poor?
Facts.
Let's start there. Hence the whole name, Democratic Socialists.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because if we were really socialists, like it's to a point where we're too far gone. America would, and it's crazy to say because we're really too far gone. If we prescribe true socialism,
mm-hmm.
America would like completely stop and burn.
Yeah.
Because we're so far. It's like giving a stage 4 cancer patient with a week to live, cutting them off all cancer treatment and telling them to eat healthy with 2 days to live. Now, is it the good thing to do? Mm-hmm. Yes.
But is it helpful? No, not at that point.
It should have been done
before. Yeah, 100%. Is more detrimental, is more harmful than good at that point. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're so far gone. We're taking socialist light. We're taking socialist light as a win, and everybody's saying he's a communist, and it's not even like
it's crazy, yo, man. Lewis, man, thank you, yo, brother. Thank you so much.
God bless you, brother.
Thank you for all of the work that you've done, all of the work that you continue to do, and all of the work that you will continue to do, right? Because you are still just getting started like me, right? You're still finding your footing, and we continue to learn. I like to say that 0 to 35, 40 is like the learning stage, right? If you learn and you focus, by the time you're 40, if you've been doing something for 10, 15 years, 20 years, 40, you now, okay, yo, I kind of got some stuff figured out.
Yes.
Right? Let's go forward. So again, brother, I love you. I appreciate you. I've seen you on the ground. I love seeing you on the ground. I love the fact that we're from the same neighborhood, because to me, it's a testament that like in this part of Queens, right? Like, yeah, it's all of this other stuff, but it's all of us. That's really passionate. That's really connected, right? We get forgotten a lot of times, right? But we're here, and again, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for making the time to be on the show this morning. Right?
Thank you.
Is there any last word you want to leave people? We're about to wrap up in like a minute or two.
Okay, so first, I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity as I practice my public speaking. This is one thing that I don't do. I don't do public speaking. I handle like persuasive speaking. So I'm a lot of time, like as my brother Sugar Ray said, I'm persuading people to either vote a certain way, do a certain thing, and that's been my adult life. Where I started in nightlife, and now I'm in nightlife, event coordination, concert. I was an assistant to a concert promoter, and since the pandemic, I'm in this space. So thank you for helping me with giving me this opportunity so I can help with my public speaking. Secondly, if you are not engaged, now is the time to be engaged.
Facts.
And while there is half the city that Zoran Mamdani took, he did not take Black New York. He did not take ungentrified Black New York. I'm up here in the Bronx right now. I'm from Astoria, but I'm up here in the Bronx right now. And he did not take Brownsville, East New York, Canarsie, Williamsbridge, Gun Hill Road area, Jerome.
He ain't even get our neighborhood.
He did not get Astoria houses. He did not get Ravenswood. He did not get Queensbridge. And it's like he did not get.
He represents that he gave us money for our food hub. He did not get his own neighborhood. I think that's a testament. We got more work to do, brother. We about to wrap up.
We got a lot of work to do.
Yo, listen, I love you, brother. I look forward to seeing you on the field. Right?
Yes, sir.
We have a busy summer. Right? We got work to do. I see you out there, brother. Thanks again. Have a beautiful day. Appreciate you. Yo, listen, guys, give it up for Louis Sosa. Give it up for Louis Sosa, man. That was an incredible interview. This is what we do here on SR Daily, man. We bring different folks to talk about different things. Again, this Mamdani win in the Democratic primary was absolutely monumental, not just for New York City, but for the country. This is episode 400, man. I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston, host and producer. SR Daily is where personality meets enlightenment. Now we are on the road to episode 500. It starts now. Right, the road to 500 starts now. It's 400. Tomorrow's 4-1. Please do join us tomorrow. Same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Right back to 30-minute shows. Right back to just me chatting with you. No guest interviews. But we're on the road to 500. Baby made some juice. We got some fresh pineapple cantaloupe juice, man. We're going to toast it up to 400. We're going to toast it up to consistency. We're going to toast it up to executing a vision. We're going to toast it up to just continuing to go on even when things ain't perfect, man. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And to 400 more episodes, man. Episode 400. Peace. Listen, remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. The power is in you. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Be limitless. Peace. Cheers.